Hey, we got a great reaction coming up from Bar Mista. One of my favorite reactors. The way he breaks down lyrics and bars and everything is unbelievable. Again, thanks for all the love. We went over the 500 sub mark on our way to 1,000. When I get to 1,000, you get a huge story time from me that will be the spilling of my guts like has not been spilled since I spilled them to a pastor like many, many moons ago. So that's all coming up. But first, before we get to Bar Mista, I got to get to something really, really quick. It's just some of your comments. I did a video, and I'm trying to get Tom and Nova to see it because Tom worked in my life about 3 weeks ago, 2.5 weeks ago, and I completely no longer smoke. And it's not like I'm trying to quit or I quit. It's like I just don't any longer smoke. And some of the comments that came in on that, I just wanted to share those with you. Let's see. This came from Alice. This is great, man. I noticed that there was a change in your demeanor and appearance on one of the videos. I can't remember which one. I'll have to go back. It really stood out to me, and I could feel that something had changed. You weren't disheveled or smoking, and you seem much calmer. Well, I don't know. Maybe I was on. So glad to see this. Take care. I will keep you in my thoughts and prayers that you are able to continue down this path. It ain't no looking back because that path does not exist anymore. I don't do that any longer. Congrats on quitting. I smoke for 30. I haven't quit. I just don't do it. And I quit 7 years ago. If I can do it, anyone can. Stay strong. You will always have us to help you get it out of your head. Hit us up if you need us. Hog for life. Hog forever. Hangover gang. Hog. Nova Rocks. OMG. And then Kenny, hey man, excellent news. When you are ready to quit, you quit. I agree. When you quit, I didn't quit. I just don't do that any longer. Because if you quit something, it means you could always go back. But if you just don't do something, you don't do something. You can. If you quit, you can't go back. It's a subtle difference, but it's that's what Tom taught me. Tom has spoke to a lot of us through his music, gives us strength and determination, tells us to be strong and not give up. Glad you're here, brother. Hashtag hog. And from Henry, LOL. Here I am enjoying a cigarette. Not even trying to quit. Blessings to you though. Been there, done that. That's more power to you, and I can appreciate why you enjoy that. I just don't happen to do that any longer. Rock on. All right, so there we go. Let's get to the reaction now. Let's get rid of the comments. We appreciate all of that love going on there. Please sub. Get me to 1,000. And we're going to get rid of the big camera. Oh, that's the little camera. There's a big camera. Here we go with Bar Mitzvah revealing and telling us all about what he thinks on Snowflake. Oh, do you keep it 100 or do you go above 100, Bar? Which you keep it at, 100?
Even stick with, bro. You know we keep it 1,000.
1,000. Okay. 1,000.
It is what it is, man.
Yeah.
I'll keep it real with you, as per usual. But let's go. Let's see what saying B. How we gonna deal with it? Let's go, man. Right. So man, all that your boy,
man. If you lie to the government, they'll put you in prison. But when they lie to all of us, it's called being a politician. You think taking guns away will save our kids from the killings? But you're pro-choice. Abortion kills way more children. If America's so terrible and racist.
Bro, I mean, I know he doesn't stick. He's not someone who sticks, bro. But straight out the bat, he was on some next thing. Watch this. What the hell?
If you lie to the government, they'll put you in prison. But when they lie to all of us, it's called being a politician.
And full facts, because, well, I speak for myself, blood. Things I've seen promised from governments, and when the time come around, is the next thing be. And these things are just either.
Does anybody know his background? Because, I mean, he's wearing the jewel. So I'm figuring he's African Jewish descent, but anybody know his whole background? Again, I guess I could use the Google machine, but save me some time and show me some love and make a comment, because that all helps the algorithm, as they say.
Forgiven or just forgotten, whatever the case is. Like, it's no big deal. You know, that's just politics. They just say these things.
Nice edits. I love.
But that shouldn't be no.
People like him and Flawzilla that put all of the editing time in. Oh, don't worry. My editing skills are going up a notch. Right now, I'm just learning how to operate the basic equipment on the fly live, which will come in handy when story time arrives. Just saying.
Normalized, blood. In my opinion, never. I could never understand that. Be like, why? Why is it allowed? Like, you know what I mean? Let's go. That's nonsense.
If you lie to the government, they'll put you in prison. But when they lie to all of us, it's called being a politician. You think taking guns away will save our kids from the killings? But you're pro-choice. Abortion kills way more children.
Speaks for itself. Speaks for itself, blood. Yeah, I see why he said what he said before he released the song, blood.
It is always so interesting how it's like, do not, not say the word. But the not saying a word crowd is primarily from the people that think it's wrong. Because we've been socially shamed, intimidated, threatened physically, mentally, and you get the story, you know the drift.
So terrible and racist, it probably isn't safe to encourage immigration. Just saying, all the contradictions are embarrassing.
Here we go.
Choice, abortion kills way more children. If America's so terrible and racist, it probably isn't safe.
Are we going to get a walk-off? Is a walk-off coming in this one, folks? What do you think? I want to hear any comment. Yes or no? Number one for yes, number two for no. A walk-off coming from Bar Mister or not?
To encourage immigration, just saying.
Are we going for a chat?
You see, he's doing it again. He's doing it again. I think this is what he was doing in Fake Woke.
Yes.
And
I think,
not White Boys so much. It was another one we did. Because we did a few for him.
I think you pointed it out. Because you were doing this whole thing about he's doing it again.
There was Fake Woke on another one. He's doing that again. Where he's not saying something, but what he's saying is making you think from, well, it should actually. It should make you think from both sides. Because if America is so racist, if humans going into a lion's den is dangerous and every time they go in there they get eaten, maybe it's not such a good idea for humans to go into the lion's den because they may get eaten. But at the same time, by saying that, he will sound as a racist, blood. But it's interesting what he says. His skill of making you think different is crazy, blood. It's crazy.
Just speaks
that
truth
statement,
with
I don't even know where to put.
It's like he doesn't put any slant on it. We are so, and I myself, and being a talk show host, is like I throw the slant back on the slanter, so I know how to do the slant. And so many people are just trying to put the slant on. Tom just lays out facts. It's like, this is a fact. You can't argue with it, but he doesn't slant shit. Because like I'm always trying to play mind games with people because they're always trying to play mind games with me and us. You know what I mean? Tom just blows up minds.
That statement, blood. Because that statement could be looked as obnoxious, but at the same time accurate. Because if you're saying, if I grab a live wire, I'm going to get shocked.
I just have to say, Bar, he's always got this little beat, this little thing going on in the background, and it usually has like a cymbal or a hard hat going, and it makes me a little anxious. It's like, time's running loose.
It's not such a good idea to grab a live wire because I just might get shocked. But at the same time, I'm going to seem biased by saying that. He is so skilled at this thing. No wonder half the world hates him, half the world loves him, bro. But fortunately, I think those who love him outnumber those that just dislike him. And not people dislike him, though. I think they just don't know how to deal with him.
I think a lot of people dislike him simply because they don't even know exactly what he's saying. They just hear people say this shit, or they listen to a 10-second clip. It's ignorance.
You know what I mean? They just don't know how to deal with him.
That's why we see so many people get woken up by Tom music. They're like, oh, wait a minute. This guy's speaking facts and truth.
You got me.
Taking guns away will save our kids from the killings. But you're pro-choice. Abortion kills way more children. If America's so terrible and racist, it probably isn't safe to encourage immigration. Just saying. All the
mask. I just really noticed like the mask and the silly string. I noticed the boobies and okay.
You know who hates America the most? Americans. Trigger warnings used to be on TV for seizures, and now they're everywhere to protect millennials' feelings. He, she, his, him,
hers, them, they. Screw a pronoun, because everyone's a retard these days. Hear him preaching at the protest that hatred's the problem, but hating straight men, white folks, and Christians is common. He doesn't know who Blaine is. He doesn't know who she is. If he did, he'd be like, fire would be, he put the whole screen on fire now.
I respect him for preaching his truth. I can't even argue about for preaching his truth, Dan. Wow. Okay, let's go.
His truth was
she, his, him, hers, them, they. Screw a pronoun, because everyone's a retard these days. Hear him preaching at the protest that hatred's the problem, but hating straight men,
he doesn't know who Blaine is, doesn't know who she is.
Coca-Cola telling people they should be less white. They preach intolerance, but if you disagree.
This is why I would really, really love to interview some of these reactors, is to like say, hey, going back, now if you knew what she represented, what would you add to your commentary? And then play the clip and then get them to do a reaction on that now that they have more info. That'd be a fun game to play.
Three-day fight. There's a race war here. Elections based on fear. Black lives only matter once every 4 years. Soldiers died for
Let's see what he
country.
got. See. Let's see. What's he got? What do you got for us, Bar?
It should be less.
Hey, wait a minute. Nothing? You got nothing? He wanted to. All right. I don't usually roll back because it's already long enough with me reacting on top of the reactor, but we got to. He was ready to say something. I really thought he would. I was going to say some reactors say something on those bars and some don't. And then he did both.
The protest that hatred's the problem, but hating straight men, white folks, and Christians is common. Coca-Cola telling people they should be less white. They preach intolerance, but if you disagree, they fight. There's a race war here. Elections based on fear. Black lives only matter once every 4 years. Soldiers died for this country.
What?
It should be less white.
No,
They preach intolerance, but if you disagree, they fight.
Wow.
There's a race war here. Elections based on fear.
Wow. Okay.
There's a race war here, election based off fear. And there's so many facts in that, bro. I don't even have to explain to you guys. You see what happened in the past few years there, blood. It's a crazy thing, blood. But this has been going on for time, too. Yeah? This thing's usually based off of fear as well.
I have never seen Barr speechless. He actually twice went to say something. The first time was just a little bit, but that last time it was just like, I'm not saying nothing.
But you see that line is coming. I need to rewind it just to get that coming in properly, though, because what's in
I want Barr to do a redo. I want to interview Barr, and then him and I could do. These are already weird enough.
Is common. Coca-Cola telling people they should be less white. They preach intolerance, but if you disagree, they fight. There's a race.
I feel like getting ready to jam.
Based on fear. Black lives only matter once every 4 years.
Oh, there's the line. Is he gonna? Wait. Oh.
One thing about Tom.
There we go.
This is the first time you have to be here, and it's the first time you listen to Tom, blood. Let me just enlighten you. I'm new to Tom, but I can enlighten you about this accurately. He does not give up. Yo, listen, man. Black lives only matter every 4 years, man. Yo, listen. And before I even get into that, I could see how people are going to take that, run with that, and twist that into something it's not, blood.
Yeah.
I did not write this verse. Obviously, Tom wrote this, but I know exactly the same, blood. Politics, blood.
People are always having. They don't want. They're intimidated. They're afraid of the mob. I can't blame them. No. Oh no, I've had experience with the mob for over 30 years in talk radio, so no, I understand. But it's just so funny.
You get me? He's saying that this thing becomes a big thing when it's politics. It's time to vote someone in, blood. You get me? And I feel him on that, blood, because there's other parts of the world, there's different things happen every 4 years, whatever the case is, blood, when it's time for election, then. Suddenly, you will be seeing shots of them, they're in schools, they're doing this, with babies in the hand, and all this nonsense, blood. Nothing so during the interval, blood, but from the interim, but from the time is around that time, all of a sudden is that suddenly your roads are paved, horse. You've been screaming about these roads for time, but all of a sudden, the election, your roads are paved. So I get what you say with that every 4 years, blood. I get that, blood. I get that. But the way you put it up.
That even happens here. I live in Michigan, and our roads suck. But usually around election time, some work gets done. But I know exactly what he's talking about in those types of countries as well.
Goes there, someone just flash, see that, not even think about what he said. But it's nothing so, blood. Nothing. I see his point.
Wait.
Tell me what you think, blood. But that's why.
I need you to tell me again exactly how does that go? Blah blah what?
Screaming about these roads for time, but all of a sudden the election, your roads are paved. So I get what you say with that every 4 years, blood. I get that, blood. I get that. But the way you put it across there, someone just flash, see that, not even think about what he said. But it's
there
so,
it is.
Nothing. I flash, see that, not even think about what he said. But it's nothing so, blood. Nothing. I see his point. Flash, see that, not even think about what he said.
Okay.
Nothing. I see his point. I see his point. And tell me what you think, but that's why I went from that.
God, I love Barr. Oh. Here we go, let's jam it.
There's a race war here. Elections based on fear. Black lives only matter once every 4 years. Soldiers died for this country, and every one of us benefits. Give welfare to the bums.
That's a tough man. those are tough bars. They come around and get that all to go together right at the end there. It's like out of syncopation. I'm not a music guy, but yeah, that's some work there.
This is something that has irked me from since I think I knew myself. I could never understand.
Before I knew myself.
I could never understand how people could basically give their lives, you get me, for a country. And I'm not speaking about any country in particular, even if it's just American cases, but any country, they go to war for the country, bro. Yeah? You telling me that by a miracle, because it's a bloody miracle, all these people don't make it back, they have made it back. And I was going to say in one piece, but some of them don't even make it back in one piece. Some of them come back missing limbs and whatnot, blood. Some can't war, whatever the case is, blood. You get me?
And now they're told it was all for nothing. It's like just like the Vietnam guys. At the time, though, they were being told it was all for nothing. This one, it was like, oh, rah, 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 we're all behind you. And then 15, 20 years later, it's, Yeah, they lied to us. We were wrong. It was for nothing. My daughter's MP military just after 12 years as sergeant. She has so many friends that she knows personally that have committed suicide. Not counting ones that were wounded or killed in action. But when you go to her circle of friends, like friends of hers that know other people that committed, it just gets into the dozens. I personally, 57 years old, I know 3 people personally that committed suicide. 3. 2, something like that.
Ignored me, homeless on the streets, done, starving, struggling.
Yeah, where I live, we've got deadbeat folks that were working minimum wage jobs, making $350, $400 a week. Now they sit home and they make $600, and these little mom and pop businesses can't go open back up because these people won't come out of the couch unless they're making $15 or more per hour. And we got people that died for our country, or not the end. People that were there fighting for us, and they're on our streets now. Think what they could do with $600 a week. There's going to be some that just don't want help, but what could those that really do need help if they had $600 a week for clothing, food, and stuff? But no, they sit there, and then people are coming in here illegally, and we're giving them health care and housing and everything up. It's just sick.
They should be icons.
Oh, sorry, that was my talk radio host coming back to haunt me, so that's a penalty. Another $1 in the tip jar.
These should be the goddamn celebrities, big man. Are you listen, man? You see, what hit me as well, because you see, just had memorial and all that recently and all that. So it's like, what are you talking about, man? Why is this a situation? You can't tell me about funding, because funds could easily be moved, man. Because there's funds that's been used for things that, come on, man. Look. Yo. Sorry, man. It's always upsetting me. I can never understand why veterans are treated like that. I can never understand that.
All right.
And who finds this is okay? Why is nothing being done? Yo, listen, man. It really upsets, honestly. It really pisses me off.
That's why I love you, Bar. It's why I love you. All right, we're ready to kick ass now. Here we go. He's going to drop now. Here it comes. That's fire.
But we are all the same. We are red, white, and blue. Ashamed to be American? Okay, that's cool. Because honestly, we are all ashamed of you too. Y'all are so fake. Oh no. The forecast said that there'd be snowflakes. Whoa, you can make us see it, yo.
The forecast said there'll be snowflake. You. So I was like, yo, listen, man. Your shout out over for the video. It's fire, by the way.
No way. Gasoline and propane. More flames. Oh no. No more snowflakes.
Tom looks like he's been hitting that gym differently, but his arms are huge, blood. I've seen some signs in the back, like, the protesting against Tom, I'm guessing, you get me? It's so crazy, they're protesting against him in his own video, you know, big man. Anyway, listen.
They set us up to fail, that's what they built the system for. Put an ammunition shop across the street from a liquor store. Empowering women used to be different than this.
Let's back it up.
No more snowflakes. They set us up to fail, that's what they built the system for. Put an ammunition shop across the street from a liquor store.
It's a shame he doesn't know who she is. That would just add so much more. Oh, man. Uh-oh, fired. Yeah.
Okay. I think, in my opinion, from what I've seen, I think that Tom is improving. What I mean by that is he deals with reality, but his stuff is getting really solid as far as reality is concerned, bro. That sounds like something Kendrick would say, man. Kendrick Lamar, K. Dot, like, Because that's facts. And this is things that have been addressed before in different ways by certain MCs. I won't say most of them, because a lot of them just on whatever, but a few of them touch this kind of thing. Set up to a fail, blood. And these things are they're easily accessible to you, so it's easy to mess yourself up, basically. Blood. This is what he's saying. I read that, I get a flame to that, blood. That was fire.
No more snowflakes. They set us up to fail, that's what they built the system for. Put an ammunition shop across the street from a liquor store. Empowering women used to be different than this before. The role models got OnlyFans or dance on a stripper pole. Screw it, I ain't tripping, I don't mean to be mean. But if our children are the future, then our future is bleak. They take an Adderall to focus, hit McDonald's to eat. They're addicted to phones and they take Xanax to sleep. They blurred the lines dividing communism and democracy.
Has Barr ever done a walk-off? Because we're getting walk-offs about 2/3 of the time, half of the time so far on these.
We paint the Patriots as Nazis. The men playing women's sports get trophies for winning.
Here it goes. Here it goes. Here it goes.
Women. If you're black, you're like mad.
Up there. All right, see. He's gonna love this one. Tell us. I want story time. Tell me about these bars.
That's another angle of like what he did before the Black Lives Only Matter, because you see there's two sides you can look at this as well. From him saying that, it's going to look like, okay, he's saying that there shouldn't be equality, but at the same time it could come across as sexist, bro. Listen, his skill is not a lot of people could do this.
No.
Properly, blood. It's not a lot of people can do that properly.
It's a skill.
Where they make you look at both sides and it actually have you could actually hold a debate for either side, bro. And that's a gift, bro. That's a gift.
Fighting communism and democracy. In 2021, we paint the Patriots as Nazis. The men playing women's sports get trophies for winning. Like, great, let's celebrate a man for beating some women. If you're black, your life matters. You're supposed to embrace it. If you're rich or you're smart, then you're probably Asian. If you're gay, then you're brave. All of that I'm okay with. But if you're white, the stereotype is you are a racist.
But if you're white, the stereotype is he's... Oh, man, how he does that.
In capitalism, like that's the...
Speaking his truth. Speaking his truth. In Fake Woke, I think it was, or White Boy, I think, I said that I can't fully understand everything he's saying because I'm not in his position. You dig what I'm saying? I am not in his position. But he's speaking his truth, bruv. I respect that. Let's go, man.
And that is what Tom thinks, and that is what I think, and I think that's what a hog thinks. And it's got to be what the majority of people in this country think, but we're all so, well, many of us quiet. It's like someone's, remember you're in school and someone get in a fight with you, chest to chest, and then they start poking you. Poking's got a lot harder.
If you're rich or you're smart, then you're probably Asian. If you're gay, then you're brave. All of that I'm okay with. But if you're white, the stereotype is you are a racist. And in capitalism, like that's the reason things are tough. When you tweet from an iPhone and sip on a Starbucks.
It smack you. He's like,
yes.
Hey, idiot. What you talking about? What you doing? That was fire, blood. Yo, let's go.
You're brave, all of that I'm okay with. But if you're white, the stereotype is you are a racist. Blaming capitalism like that's the reason things are tough. While you tweet from an iPhone and sip on a Starbucks, you're supporting what you stand against. You don't think you are, but a Percocet addict don't donate money to pharma. Damn, dog, we're all afraid to speak the truth. And the more afraid we get, the more we hate the ones who do. You're ashamed to be American? Okay.
I just have to comment, and I know you got something to say too. Once again, Tom lays these little piano loops and tracks in so many of his songs, and right now, it's like a playful little kaleidoscope, like kitty, ding, ding, but it is kind of eerie and creepy. Is it just me, or do you notice like the keyboard play that's in the background out of a lot of his stuff?
I don't think you are, but a Percocet addict don't donate money to pharma. Damn, dog, we're all afraid to speak.
All right, oh, there's that piano, ding, 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 ding. I'm trying to get my arms around that line there. Now, is he going that like on the level where you had Big Pharma was supporting the far left and the liberal candidates? And why are they supporting them? Or is it, give me your feedback on it, because I hear it different ways. And I did not do a good job describing that at all, period.
Afraid we get, the more we hate the ones who do.
That's why they hate him. Let's go.
You're ashamed to be American? Okay, that's cool. Because honestly, we are all ashamed of you too.
I like how you bring that piece back
That was
from the first verse, because I actually liked it the first time I heard it there. I like how you bring that back. So it's kind of like going into the hook. It's part of the hook because it came back. And it's a powerful line too, by the way.
Damn, dog. We're all afraid to speak the truth. And the more afraid we get, the more we hate the ones who do. You're ashamed to be American? Okay, that's cool. Because honestly, we are all ashamed of you too. Y'all are so fake. Oh no. The forecast said that there'd be snowflakes. Whoa. You can make us see it your way. No way. Gasoline and propane. More flames. Oh no. No more snowflakes. We can all get along, but there's no stopping. Everybody's wrong, that's a real problem. They don't want to hear it, but they still talking. Soon enough, we running out of options. It's gonna end until it's in the coffin. We ain't gonna be friends till we try to squash it.
This ain't gonna enter this in the coffin. Yo, listen, man. Until we squash it, could I just use blood? What you saying? It's not gonna fix itself.
Yep.
It's not gonna just fix itself. We literally have to make an effort to fix this planet, blood. You get me? Let's go, man.
They don't want to hear it, but they still talking. Soon enough, we running out of options. This ain't gonna end till it's in the coffin. We ain't gonna be friends till we try to squash it. I don't know how we can make amends or we drop it. Snowflakes melt when it's hot, kid. Y'all are...
Ooh, I wasn't even gonna stop it for that. Snowflakes melt when it's hot, kid. Hence the title, Snowflake, you snowflake. But what I'm saying is, what I was gonna say is, the tune's well mastered, blood. It's well mastered. You get me?
Snowflake, oh no. The forecast said that there'd be snowflakes. Whoa. You can make us see it your way. No way. Gasoline and propane. More things. Oh no. No more snowflakes.
Shout out Nova Rockefeller. You know that blood. Shout out Nova Rockefeller for the video, man. Hands down, man. Love videos. An upgrade as well. I was tough to say that because I didn't think, like after Dear Slim, because I think she did an amazing job with that video, but I think she upgrade here again, blood. That's fire, blood. Tom MacDonald, blood. Snowflakes, blood. Kill that, say what you had to say. And again, blood. I mean, I encountered someone in the comments there, and then I kind of finally disappeared. I'm not sure if he disappeared. He made himself disappear. If YouTube made him disappear, because YouTube does that to you, as some of you might know, they'll just literally pull his stuff off. Blood. You get me if you kind of going on crazy or whatever. But I was trying to understand what he was saying to me concerning his issues with Tom. So, because blood, the thing with me is, I'm not gonna say, oh, I like him. So that if you have a point, bro, if you look at me and say, Bob, Mister, you're not a black man, you're a white man. I know what boy you got. I just want to hear your point of view, blood. Give me your perspective.
That's what it's all about. It's all about listening to each other's points of view. I mean, back in high school, we used to have debate clubs, and we would be taught how to debate and do it civilly and recognize how that all works. So you made it to the end. You owe me a subscribe. That's all I can say. The amount of love you're giving me is absolutely incredible. And do I even need to tell you how the algorithm works and everything? Anyways, since you did make it to the end, of course, yes, you do owe me a subscribe, but I want to share this one little video I just posted before I did this one, if I can find my own darn channel. Where is it? Here we go. I had a bunch of people that have been asking me in the comments as to what my little studio, my little setup here looks like. So let me show you what it looks like here and give you a little tour. Quick little nighttime look into the studio. Hey, big baby. Let's turn it on. Where the dog just came in. There we go. That's how. Backfill light with the green screen here. It's all jury rigged. Jury rigged, Jimmy rigged, Monkey rigged, and David rigged, Chipmunk rigged. There we go. So that's a little bonus for you. Again, thanks for stopping by. Peace, love, rock and roll.